Hello and thanks for staying with us. Customs Command all over the country has continued to seize on custom goods that come into the country through the unapproved route. Plus, more report. I am Egeseme Engineer. Stay tuned. The Customs Management has continued to preach to members of the public to be of good ambassador to Nigeria. The CG also said that all customs commands should fight against uncustom goods imported through the port. He also told them to continue to work against importation of fake drugs also through the unapproved route in the country. You are watching the program Customs Report.
We recall that under the guidance of the Honorable Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Olawale Edu, Customs embarked on an initiative to align its responsibilities with Mr. President's Policy Advisory Document, PAD. In this regard, a total of 9 priority areas were highlighted to deliver immediate benefits within the administration's first 12 months. These areas were aligned under 4 core statutory responsibility of NCS, which were trade facilitation, revenue connection, protection of the society, and collaboration of the stakeholder with our stakeholders. So the priorities as established by the President include the first ones under trade facilitation, transforming Nigeria into Africa's most efficient trading nation. 2, decongesting areas within 4 kilometers around the ports for cargo and railway use. 3, enforcing the Presidential Directive on 48-hour clearance of goods at seaports in line with Executive Order 001. Number 4, redefining performance measures of key government agencies to emphasize trade facilitation. 5, implementation of national single window. And 6, establishing dedicated seaports and airport export terminals with enhanced capacity and upgraded access roads. And secondly, under the revenue collection mandate of Nigeria Customs Service, the document declared a state of emergency in revenue generation and also undertake to review and restructure existing incentives, waivers, and tariffs to plug economic leakages and boost key sectors of the economy. And in the third area, that is the mandate of protection, the document also declared a state of emergency in national security. And the last one promised to promote strategic communication and engagement with all stakeholders, which we also prioritize. So this set of priorities were further endorsed by the Honorable Minister of Finance and the Coordinating Minister of the Economy during the inaugural briefing with the Nigeria Customs Management Team and the Nigeria Customs Service Board. And following the finalization of the Presidential Priority Areas, PPA, in subsequent weeks, the service promptly realigned its operations to support at least 6 out of the 8 areas that fall within our traditional responsibilities. These areas include reforming the economy to foster sustained inclusive growth, strengthening national security to promote peace and prosperity, enforcing cross-border prohibition to achieve food security, prioritizing education, health, and social investment as pillars of national development, accelerating diversification through industrialization, digitalization, creative arts, manufacturing, and innovation, and finally, improving governance for effective service delivery. These priority areas have been incorporated with the identified priority areas of the PAD in developing strategies to pursue the Nigeria Customs Service statutory mandate under the overarching policy thrust of building upon previous successes, collaborating with strategic stakeholders, and deploying innovative solutions. This methodological approach was designed to achieve three basic objectives. The first is that we wanted to align NCS activities with the policy directives of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led administration as one of the critical and strategic agencies contributing to the realization of government's plan for Nigeria. B, we want to ensure that customs contributes effectively to the implementation of fiscal policy objectives under the supervision of the Ministry of Finance. And three, these objectives, we want to ensure that these objectives are achieved along with the set targets by the government based on customs statutory responsibilities.
According to him, customs is ever ready to implement good policies in the country.
The new legislation strengthens the modernization of Nigeria Customs Service, operations, compliance, and enforcement with features that promote innovation within the service. This included extensive sensitization efforts for all stakeholders involved in the customs processes, ensuring that they were informed about the new law and had a clear understanding of the implications of the features introduced in the new Act in 2023. The new Act also forms the basis of several trade facilitation measures currently being undertaken by Nigeria Customs Service. These measures include A, the recent transition from the Fast Track 2.0 to the Authorized Economic Operator AEO concept. Participants in the AEO program stand to benefit from expedited customs clearance processes, reduced inspections, priority treatment, and enhanced predictability in customs clearance. This transition has advanced beyond the critical stage of stakeholder engagement, with 7 beneficiaries, including importers, exporters, logistics companies, customs brokers, and SMEs, now set to be involved in the pilot stage, which we have rolled out. B, the advanced ruling system represents a notable stride in aligning NCS operations with global best practices, in line with the World Customs Organization WCO, and the World Trade Organization Trade Facilitation Agreement. This initiative is now at an advanced stage of implementation. C, in February 2024, Nigeria Customs Service launched an extensive time-released study, TRS, with the support of the Honorable Minister of Finance and the buy-in of the Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, as well as the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy. The objective of this endeavor is to identify bottlenecks in the clearance processes to ensure that adequate measures are taken to resolve these issues.
Felt that we needed this partnership with an agency like yours to help us inculcate more of transparency into our system. And we believe that we could achieve this in a number of ways in terms of specific areas. Number one, we believe that we could do better if we get assistance from you in investigation of cases that are related to corrupt practices, compromise, and all of that. I'm happy that you have already raised the issue of providing a framework, a legal framework that would guide this kind of collaboration. This is why I felt that we need to put ICPC amongst those critical agencies of government that we are collaborating with.
We are all Nigerians and we need to protect our country. And also we can work and show them what we can do in order for government to get revenue, for them to bring local goods so that they will have free, easy things without harassment, without area whereby it's prone to corruption and all these things, which if we come together, we can work collaboratively to ensure that we ease things, because this of doing business is very important for us. Otherwise, the investor will not come. And so that is why I feel there is need for us to reduce this thing into writing. That's where the issue of the understanding comes in, whereby we sit down, look at what we're supposed to do, put it in writing, then the action plan to see how we are going to do this thing, so that how all of us can now help the country in the fight against corruption. Because we know that this issue of corruption is something that has been a problem to us in this country.
Yeah, is my familiarization of my commands, the command under my zone. Yeah.
So what about the message?
The message is that officers should continue to do their job diligently, carrying out 100% physical examination, and then deploying the advantage we have on the digitalization of the department, especially with the inception of Bodogu, which is an indigenous tool for us to carry out our operations and procedures in the department, which is a lot better, smoother for revenue collection, revenue generation, facilitation of trade in the department compared to the processes that we undertook before.
I'm so honored to have my ACG visitors today, to at least show him firsthand the facilities we have on ground, to meet our officers and then see our operations, and to also see that we are, in line with all of the requirements for running our operations here in KLT Command. Happy that our ACG has come himself to see. We've been able to share with him our challenges, our achievements, and I do know that going back, he will take back some of our challenges and ensure that we have solutions to our challenges. Basically, Transhires, delay in our Transhires being sent to us from the mother ports. And going around, he also saw that we have terminals here that are not in operations at all, because the shipping lines have refused to send boxes to us. So those are our major challenges. The other ones are like office space. Our ACG has seen this and he has made some promises, and I know him. He's a man of his word. I do know that there will be changes.
The ACG in charge of Zone A has continued to preach to members of the public alongside officers in Zone A to continue to operate the rules and regulations as approved by the management of Nigerian Customs Service. In his visit, he told them that the government policy must work in all sectors of the port, border, and airport zone of the country. He also visited KLT Command alongside the airport, also in Zone A.
It's always good when we are educated, enlightened on issues that borders on corruption, not only corruption, on how to behave, how to do our business of the day, that's doing our tax that government has given to us. For us to know the lines, the red lines we ought not to cross, to know where the don'ts and do's of expected of a civil servant. Of all the revenue collecting agencies in Nigeria, we are bold to say Customs is the most transparent. It is obvious in the collection of government's duty, because duties are paid directly to the ADBs, authorized dealer banks, that transmit directly to CBN or whatever, TSC, whatever. That is how it's collected. Custom does not collect money by hand. The bank, the owners of the consignment, represented either by the agents, they pay directly.
First of all, I want to give you a formula we usually use when we are talking about transparency and accountability. It's by Professor Robert Kilgard, and it is C equal to M plus D minus A. That is, corruption is equals to monopoly of power. That's M. C, that's corruption, is equal to M, and that's monopoly of power, plus D, discretion, minus accountability. If an officer has so much discretion, it might lead to monopoly of power, and he might not be accountable. But go on. So the content today, we are going to discuss about transparency, accountability, public service corruption, the efforts of the ICPC. Then we'll mention some important offenses and punishments of the ICPC that concerns public servants, the importance of transparency and accountability in the Nigerian Customs Service, and how we can also now build a culture of accountability and transparency. Then we have some key takeaways. So the objective is just to understand the role of ICPC in the fight against corruption and how we enlist support of federal government agencies in the fight against corruption.
The lecture today is about transparency and accountability, and then to relate it to ATU of the custom. In every MDAs we have ATU that checkmate, at least supervise the activities of its services. Corruption is not one person standing in the room doing it. There must be a partner. And when we agree as a team, then we cannot stop it. It persists. But one individual, the other said no, you say no, I say no, then gradually, then the little you are earning, you see that it's working. Yes. This corruption is not just in your workplace, it's also in the market square now. You want to buy bread, they say fuel has increased, isn't it? Or something that's not bearing with the fuel. You say, oh, fuel has increased, so they increase the price. It's part of the corruption. It's a link. It's just like a ladder. It continues growing.
One of their mandates is to update us. One of their mandates is to tell us, to inform us, to sensitize us. So that is what informed it. You can see beside you have the ATU officer in charge of the entire South. So it's just doing its job to ensure that, yes, officers are abreast with what happens, how ICPC or EFC, whatever it is, can actually affect their job so that they know that somebody is somewhere that's watching over them. That is one. Number two, the overview is so beautiful. We love it because the people that came has really educated us. They have told us so many things we didn't actually know before, so that at times don't think you know it all. That is why this interagency cooperation is very important. They will tell you what they are doing, how they interfere with you, or how they relate to you. And you yourself, you tell them, so that in the conduct of your work, you know what to do and how to handle things. So in a nutshell, I would say it's so beneficial to us that my officers, I know they are happy. Some of them that don't know anything about this ICPC before they got to know it. That is what I would say. One ways we have put mechanism in place where we monitor them, where we ensure that like the issues they've raised today, we are making sure we are benchmarking them against those issues. For instance, attendance. For instance, the way you live. It's obvious that yes, yeah, we won't say one or two is not among their means. They may come from rich parents. You cannot say because you're a custom, if your parents are rich, you won't live as a rich kid. It's a normal thing. But we know that, yes, from all the things in place, the system automation, all what the CGC has done thus far, has drastically reduced corruption in the system to a very, very low level. As I said earlier, automation. We don't collect money. Money goes straight to the banks. Reconciliation is done by the accountants. They go to the central bank, they get the payments, how they go in.
ICPC, for one, we are interested in sensitizing all the MDAs in the country to reduce the act of corruption in the system, to enable the country to grow. Now, our meeting here this morning, we expect that the officers will do better than what they have because of the knowledge we have imparted, especially in accountability, transparency, and integrity. And then the ART unit of the service, we believe that from now, they will really carry out their mandate of at least knowing what is happening in the system and help to erase corrupt activities.
The Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service has urged smugglers of petroleum products to desist from the act of smuggling petroleum products outside the country. He made the appeal in Kebbi when he displayed seized cakes of petroleum products seized by Operation Wide Wind. He was represented by the ACG.
Smuggling of PMS poses significant danger to the Nigerian economy, including revenue loss, distortion of trade statistics, artificial scarcity of PMS and other byproducts, threat to national security, and undermining government policies.
He attributes the success of the operation to a number of factors.
This success is a testament to the core synergy and collaboration among Operation Wide Wind, the Office of the National Security Advisor, and the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. The coordinated efforts of these esteemed institutions have enabled us to respond swiftly and efficiently to intelligence reports and secure our borders with precision and professionalism. It is imperative to note that the critical role played by the Office of the National Security Advisor in strategic intelligence guidance and overarching policy support under the leadership of Malam Nuhu Ribadu, MNI, for his strong commitment to addressing security challenges in Nigeria.
For me, Egeseme Etienne, thanks for watching.